January 1968. The opening salvos of the most widely debated battle of the Vietnam War. The communist target is an American base called Khe Sanh. The defenders are told to dig in. There will be no retreat. As the battle for Khe Sanh begins, war explodes in every South Vietnamese city. Tet, the Vietnamese New Year holiday, becomes a spectacular and bloody offensive. In America, television brings home unprecedented war scenes and brings doubt.
I'd also like to get one strike on that right flank to the southwest. At your right flank is that clump of trees, because I think you can get flanked in bad trouble if we don't hit it in there. Over.
By January 68, 2.5 years after American ground troops went to Vietnam, U.S. forces number almost 500,000. Aggressive search and destroy operations have pushed North Vietnamese forces back into border sanctuaries. American field commanders insist their tactics are winning the war. The public is told that the worst is over. But not everyone believes. Defense Secretary Robert McNamara is turning against the war. To replace McNamara, President Lyndon Johnson names a new defense secretary, Clark Clifford. Clifford is a Washington lawyer, a close Johnson associate who at first fully supports the war policy.
In 1967, the reports coming back from Vietnam was that we were finally prevailing. The expression that was being used was that parties could see the light at the end of the tunnel. And returning visitors would comment on when we might be able to get our men back from Vietnam. There was quite a lot of euphoria by the end of 1967. It looked like we were ultimately prevailing and we were nearing the end of this sorry, sorry enterprise.
But in July 67, the North Vietnamese decide on a new strategy. The communist military commander, General Nguyen Giap, prepares to attack South Vietnam cities. His objective, to destroy government structure and American confidence. The switch to an open offensive is a huge risk, and the North Vietnamese proceeded with a peace bid and with the dramatic siege, Khe Sanh. December 1967. A large North Vietnamese buildup is observed in the hills around Khe Sanh. According to American intelligence, the communist battle plan is to surround, then overwhelm the position. The target, an airstrip on a small plateau, Khe Sanh, until now a little-known name in America's 3 years of combat involvement. Khe Sanh is located in the remote northwest corner where South Vietnam borders Laos and North Vietnam. To hold Khe Sanh, its defenders must control several nearby hills. Key hills like 861 and 881 were held by Marines after intensive combat 7 months earlier. Now these same hills will be pivotal throughout the coming battle. In command, a World War II veteran, Marine Colonel David E. Lowndes. he understands the critical importance to both sides of owning the high ground.
Their plan to take the hills was what I would have done. In other words, if I were on the other side of the fence and my commander said to me, I want that airstrip, you take it, then my first step would be to get you off the hills, to take away your eyes.
Since the mid-1960s, search and destroy operations have been mounted in this northern sector. Khe Sanh is a forward patrol base attempting to block North Vietnamese infiltration routes. The tactics and terrain are the choice of General William Westmoreland.
I was influenced by a desire to fight the enemy away from the populated area. If we could fight them in the hinterlands there, in the rugged, hilly and mountainous area along the Laos border, our fires wouldn't be inhibited by the proximity of civilians.
But now, 3,500 Marines are pinned inside their own barbed wire. They're encircled and outnumbered at least 4 to 1. An operational base becomes a fortress besieged.